Welcome to Engineering Statics. I'm Professor Stephen Moore. I've been with the college about 12 years now, full time, and I have a background in both computer science and electrical engineering. I have a master's degree from North Carolina State in electrical engineering and a master's degree in computer science and engineering from the University of Connecticut. Now I'll spend a little time going through how we're going to use Blackboard, and also I'll give you a brief overview of the syllabus. Okay, so when you first come into the Blackboard on the website, you'll land on the announcements page. Uh, in the announcements page, I'll put out like I'll announce the quizzes and exams as they come up. Um, if I find some additional information, or maybe if I find an error in a solution, I'll put that up too. So it's something to pay attention to. Over on the left-hand side, you'll see all the links to the different parts of the course, the syllabus, course content and assignments. Exams and quizzes will show up once I have exams and quizzes for you. One thing about the exams and quizzes, these are going to be time limited. And what I do is I open up a window 2 or 3 days, um, and in that window, I may give you maybe 3 hours or 4 hours to complete the exam. So once you start the exam, the clock continues on and finishes after that time. There's some penalty associated with late if you're beyond the time limit for both exams and quizzes, and I'll talk about that in the syllabus. Okay. Other things here, the solutions. You'll see the solutions for the homework assignments, and these will be actually posted before um, the assignments due. So let me see if I click on that. Okay. So like here's a homework assignment for the solution for homework assignment 2. Okay. But I'll post these before they're actually due, and what it does is gives you an opportunity to check your work. All right. Now it's perfectly fine to work with anyone else on homework assignments to collaborate. The key is to learn the material. Of course, for exams and quizzes, you have to work on your own. Okay. For exams and quizzes, you can use your notes. You can use any books you want. You can actually even go online. There's no problem with that since I make up the problems myself. You can't find the solutions anywhere. But that's perfectly fine to do that. And the recommendation course is get everything ready before you click that start button on when the exam or the quiz becomes available, right? Okay. And that's pretty much how it will be done, how it'll be laid out. Oh, and the other part is discussion board. So if you have a question you want to post to the class or myself, and anyone can go and respond to it if they know the answer. Um, that's another thing you have available. Of course, quizzes and exams, you cannot post anything on the discussion board, all right? Okay. And that's pretty much it. If I find some other like useful websites or things, I may put another link here, and you can use that also. Use that as a resource. Okay. So that's good for that. Okay. So here's a syllabus. The course name and number, CRN, and the semester. Okay, this is completely online. We don't have any fixed meeting times, so it's a matter of you to follow along and really use the course content link as to know what you're responsible for each particular week. Okay. Oh, here's my contact information. So we'll communicate through email, and if that's not enough, then we could talk on the phone if we need to, and if we could even set up an online meeting if we need to. All right. Here's the course description, straight from the course catalog, and then the course objectives. Okay. Well, here's like an overview or a summary of the main objectives. Okay. So the main point, this is engineering statics. Engineering statics as opposed to dynamics. And engineering statics, we don't have acceleration. Okay. So we have equilibrium conditions. What we're trying to do is some of the problems we're going to just look at forces like total forces or resultant forces. And some of the problems we're going to look at resultant moments. But what we're leading to with all of this is to get to a point where we have free bodies or objects that are in equilibrium, meaning that if you took the directions of all the forces that are applied to those objects, plus the magnitudes of those forces. The summation of all those forces would be equal to 0. Okay? That's kind of the main point we'll get to. All right. Here's the textbook. So you have some options. If you wanted to get both statics and dynamics together, because we use the same textbook for dynamics. All right. Okay, Blackboard Learn, that's really the place you need to go to log in and get all the information for the class. Okay. Lecture slides, and there'll be lecture slides, grades, syllabus, any handouts and assignments. And there'll be videos that I'll put together. I have some older videos from previous semesters, and then, I'll keep the ones I think are good and make new ones as we go along with new problems. Okay, but some of them will be the ones from previous semesters because nothing for certain things that haven't changed. Okay. All right. And the quizzes and tests will be, online, and you'll need to submit, your solution. So when you go and submit, besides the homework assignment 1, which is just saying, yeah, I read the syllabus. After that, you'll need to submit, a scanned image or, a photo of your work. Okay. And you'll need to do that when we get to the exams also. You'll need to do the same thing. Okay. So you'll have plenty of practice by doing the assignments beforehand. All right. Now with the tests and the quizzes, this is going to come from a pool of questions that I have. So have a pool of questions that I've created from previous ones. So your exam and quiz may not look exactly like someone else in the course because it'll randomly go and select the questions for you. Okay. But, quizzes and exams, you're supposed to be working on your own anyways, right? All right, so the homework you can, like I said, you can collaborate with others on that, no problem, okay? And the solutions are already there anyways, when you first, you can take a look at those. So this is really a matter of, kind of a self-paced thing. Or a paced thing that has deadlines. This is one where you can actually check your solutions as you go along. So it should be, hopefully that's pretty straightforward. And then if the solutions aren't, don't you meet your requirements, you can always ask the questions, okay? So the quizzes and the final and midterm will be online and time limited. Usually I give you 1 week ahead of time. I'll tell you when a quiz is going to occur. And then like for midterm and final, of course, I'll give you a couple weeks. But the way I do it is, I might have 2 or 3 days. I'll say, here's a window of time. You have to take it within this 2 or 3 day window. And then it'll be limited to, maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, depending upon how uh, how difficult I think the questions are. And typically these are exams that in the past people would do in like 2 hours in a standard classroom setting. So this one's there's a little bit more involved to go and upload your solution. So usually I give a little more time because of that. Okay. All right. And here's the grades. Okay. How the grading is done. And there's always, not always, but often is the case where, I boost the points a little bit at the end. Okay. And they say final grades, academic standing in mycom.edu. But in the class, as I go through and grade things, I just post the grades out to Blackboard so you can actually see where you're at. Okay. And, if there are any issues that come along, you can let me know. And for, quizzes and exams, and even homework sometimes, I get a little behind, but I would say a week, by a week I should be done. After you take an exam, a week later I should be done with grading all of it. Okay? Okay, and here's the penalty for late. 5% a day for the homework assignments, and then exams and quizzes. So it's 10% every hour. Okay. So prorated over that hour. So if it's 6 minutes, you lose 1% essentially, right? So, but if you're close, if you're really close to the 3 hours, I'm not gonna, or 4 hours, whatever the limit is, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Okay. All right. This is something new. You have to show participation in the class by February 8th. All right. That's kind of the main reason I had that you read the syllabus and say, yeah, you read it. So that counts for participation, and you get 5 points 5 points out of 1,000 for that, for actually going and reading it. Okay. So there's some impact on financial aid if you if you don't participate. Okay. Um, so this is new. This is something new. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully everybody participate, and then I don't have any problem with this whatsoever, right? So participation meaning submitting and saying, yes, you read the syllabus. So it's an important thing to do. Okay, academic integrity. So you have to work on your own when you're doing exams or quizzes. Homework, it's fine to work with someone else. Okay, so you can collaborate on homework assignments. All right, but not the exams or the quizzes. All right. Discrimination, harassment, sexual misconduct reporting. So if there's any issue with any of these, you can talk to our academic dean, who also is acting as the Title IX coordinator. Okay. Incomplete. So there's a problem with you like completing, the course requirements for some reason along the way due to extenuating circumstances, and you can't complete things in time. This is always a possibility. Just keep me in the loop. All right. Audit. So now and then people do choose to audit a class, but it's pretty rare. Does not cover audited classes. Okay, something to be aware of. All right. So withdrawal from the class. So you don't, let's say you can do this up to April 2nd, and then it looks like you need my signature all the way up through May 10th. Okay. So make sure though, give a little time. Don't do it on May 10th. Maybe at least a few days beforehand if you decide to withdraw. Okay. So this is a rule the college has. All right. Disabilities, you need any special accommodations, you can contact Joseph Navarro, all right, and then they work with the instructor directly, right? And often this is the case where it's an additional time, for exams. Okay, undocumented students, this is another new thing. So this one is, if you have any questions, you can actually go and look online in this link, and then you can actually contact Student Affairs if you want more information, right? Important dates. So here's the academic calendar. So take a look at that. Pay attention to all these dates. So it looks like so May 10th is the last day of classes. So you'd have to, withdraw by that, and I'd have to actually submit the form by then. So, um, you know, don't wait to May 10th if you decide to withdraw. Okay, do it earlier. Okay, and here's the tentative schedule. All right. So, for the most part, we're going to get through 7, and then depending upon where this is like our optimistic view, and then whatever's left. So kind of after 7, if we get all the way through 7, then I just pick topics from these final chapters. Okay. And that's about it for the syllabus.